Hello and good morning or good afternoon or maybe it's evening when you're watching this. Welcome to the Charles Fort Lauderdale Garden. I'm Marva and I thank you for joining me in our family garden. Today's tasks include weeding. Yep, we're going to do some weeding, possibly some mowing. Now I started already by moving some limbs away that we chopped down yesterday. So today I'm going to be focusing on weeding. So right here, this is the bell pepper beds, the mini bell pepper. So right next to it are these weeds that came up. So I'm going to get rid of them so that we don't harbor pests. Thank you for coming. And if you don't mind, please go ahead and give a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not yet done so. Now these weeds won't go to waste. They're going to be used again in the garden. How? I'm going to put it in the mulch bed so it can help to produce soil. Yes, everything is used. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much for showing up this morning. I thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm just going to weed out this section here and see how much I can get done within the hour. This tool will help me to grab it from the root. I can grab the weeds from the root like this. How are you? Hope you're doing well. It's about a little after 7:30 a.m. here this Thursday morning, November 20th. It's about 70, maybe 74 degrees. Nice morning. Lovely for doing some gardening. So I'm taking advantage of this beautiful temperature. Thank you for coming this morning and welcome. Welcome to the Charles Fort Lauderdale Garden. I'm Marva, and if it's your first time, thank you so much for stopping by our family garden. And this morning's activity, one of the activities include weeding. And if you've been here for a while, you know that weeding is necessary to prevent pests from taking up habitat in your garden. Yeah, we can't let the pests take over. So I'm going to weed. And this tool helps me grab the weeds from the roots. Let me show you. There are 3 prongs on it, and it really works well. Let's make sure you can see this. These prongs go straight down into the roots and grab the weeds. Because if it's not coming up from the roots, you're not weeding. You're only picking off the top of it. As long as they're in the roots, they will continue to grow. And you will be trying to weed up the same weeds every day if it's not coming up from the roots. So you need to get them out as much as you possibly can Well, I hope you're doing well. Can you either tell me from where you're watching? I'd love to know. And what is the temperature like from where you are? Now I'm going to go into the bell pepper bed. Jabez, good morning. Or maybe it's good afternoon where you are. Well, whatever time it is, I hope it's a good one for you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for saying hi. I really appreciate that. Can you tell me from where you're watching? Yeah, this is the mini bell pepper bed. You see those weeds right there? They need to go. So I'm going to weed them up, put them in my container, and then take them to the mulch bed. And there, they'll produce good soil. Put this back in here. Identify what it is. Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Welcome to the Charles Fort Lauderdale Garden. Dan, good afternoon from Romania. Thank you so much for the like. Yes, I appreciate it. And thank you for always stopping by. So this morning, as you can see, I'm doing some weeding in the bell pepper bed. Well, it's actually bell peppers and okra. Yeah. So we really need to get rid of these weeds here. Now, I deliberately have them growing because these are the tiny weeds that are difficult to come out from the roots. So I wanted them to grow some more so it'll be easy to get out. Yeah. How are you doing, Dan? What's the temperature there in Romania where you are? Yeah. Let's get these weeds up so we don't get any pests coming by. because these weeds are safe space for pests. While I'm here, I'm going to be trimming the pepper plants as well. You know, remove the leaves from the bottom. Some out in the corner where it's difficult to reach. Weeds will grow anywhere. They will grow in places where you don't want them to grow. Right here we have our string beans bed. This is doing very well. It was being eaten up by, the leaves were being eaten up by worms the other day. So I had to get some neem oil, an organic plant-based pesticide, insecticide, and spray it. And now it is doing very, very well. I see there are blossoms on it too, which tells me that very soon we will start seeing beans. Yeah, this is the pole bean type. It's they're on poles. But here is the mini bell peppers that I'm weeding out the bed. Thank you once again for coming. Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. It's a good morning here. What is it like where you are? Yes, trying to weed out this bed so as to keep the pests out, like white flies, particularly white flies and aphids. That's what like to hide in gardens, in organic gardens, because we don't use dangerous pesticide in our garden. In this, the only pesticide is neem oil, which is a plant-based one, or ones that I make. You can, oh, and something new I started using this season, that I researched and saw that the Amish use in their garden. And it's, oh, these plants have some nice peppers on them. Yeah, so what the Amish use is a spice called cloves. And so I've been using it in the garden and I have not seen any pests. None. No white flies, no aphids. And usually by now, you would see them. So I'm going to say it's the cloves that's working. So I've used it 3 times now. So I've been putting it in the garden. Just spread it in the garden like every 3 weeks. And they're working to me, I can say. I have a video if you'd like to know how to use it. There's a video that I have, and I think it says use cloves in your garden to deter pests. Yeah, so go check it out. And I'm going to ask if you would watch the videos to the end. It helps a lot. And the videos are not long at all. They are less than 15 minutes. So I would really appreciate it if you'd watch to the very end. Thank you once again for your time. If you don't mind, can you give a thumbs up, please? A thumbs up would be appreciated. That's the one way to help the channel grow. So if you'd like to help the channel grow, would you leave a thumbs up? And if you have already done that and you're not subscribed, that would help as well. And if you'd like to do more, become a channel member. And let me give a shout out to Miss Bev's Lifestyle channel member. Thank you so much, Miss Bev, for your support. Miss Bev's Lifestyle. Check her out, ladies and gentlemen. Check out her channel. Sometimes the weeds are very difficult to get, especially the thin ones. If the stems are very thin, they're likely to break off like this. But if you can get it from the roots, that's ideal. We have quite a few bell peppers on these plants, but I'm waiting for them to change color from green to red. The longer they stay on the vine, that's when they change colors. Green bell peppers are young bell peppers. The more mature ones become red or yellow or orange, depending on the variety. We have some okra plants here too. Okra plants are between the pepper plants. Jury. Jury love foot reviews. Jury love food reviews. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for coming by. Spider-Man changed his mind. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for your time. Yeah, I'm weeding from the pepper bed. Let me show you some of the bell peppers. Here's one right here. They look just like the leaves of the plant. Here's another. We have quite a few. Just waiting for them to change colors. Jory Love Food Reviews. From where you watching? Where are you watching from? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time. Thank you for your thumb up too. And those of you who subscribe, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Weeds harbor pests. Pests destroy your crops. So you have to get rid of them. You know, what's the point of paying money to get your plants to, and then at the end you get nothing? It is said that US farmers lose $33 billion yearly as a result of pests. Yeah. So weeding is one way to deter them. And they won't go to waste. They're going in my mulch bed, which will produce soil. Look at that. Let me move you closer. is an okra is getting ready to come up right there. Oh, and this one too. See an okra right down here. Okra. If you want to start a garden and you're not sure what you should plant and you want quick crops, do one of these three will do very well for you. And that is sweet peppers or bell peppers, okras, and tomatoes. When you plant bell peppers and tomatoes, make sure you plant several of them because the pests will get to them. And you want to make sure that you get something. This is a tomato plant right here. It's in a cage. This is a tomato cage, and it keeps the plant. It contains the plant. Right here is my spring onions or scallion or green onions. This is where I come when I'm cooking. Get my spring onions right here. I also have some in a herb box, a box of just herbs. All right. Got some stubborn weeds over here. Mm. These are the tiny weeds. They're most difficult ones to come up out of the ground. Hard to catch them from the roots. And that's one of the reasons why I had them grow a little bit longer than usual. Whenever you're weeding, you must wear gloves. Protect your hands because you just rip up skin. Don't want to do that. Look at all that. All right. So the bed looks much better. Let me show you. Thank you for those hearts. Appreciate it. So I got rid of most of them. Thank you so much. If you like what you see, go ahead, give the hearts, yeah, and your thumbs up. Yeah. Okay, I want to also weed out this bed over here. This is one of the beds with tomatoes. This tomato plant is growing so rapidly. Wow. And it looks like, let me show you the tomatoes. These look like cherry tomatoes. Here's two right here, or three. And there's a bunch down here. It's difficult to see. There's a bunch right down here. There it is. And we also have callaloo, also known as amaranth, in this bed. And then I see a broccoli right here. Just going to leave it there. The other part that's covered up is also some callaloo. The problem is that the worms came. The worms decided to take over them. And that's something that happens to callaloo most of the time. So I was just trying to see if covering them would help, but I'm not sure about that. Maybe that was too late by the time I put the covering on it. But see, what I'm going to have to do now is, okay, I'm going to weed out here, and then I'm going to trim those that look worm. I'm just going to trim them off. And then pour those in the mulch bed as well. Now, when you have something like this happening in your garden and you trim them, don't drop the leaves back in there because you just keep on infesting. The infestation continues. Now we have another area of callaloo. So if needs be, I'll just root them up and start over again, but not in the same bed. So let's give them another chance one more time. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your time. All right, so let me weed. See these weeds? Ah, all right, so we're getting out the weeds. And then when I'm finished, I'm going to trim down these callaloo or amaranths. This is right here is our sweet potato bed. My husband was out here yesterday checking to see if they may be ready. And here is one that, here's one. So ideally, we could start harvesting, but we like to leave them a little bit longer than 90 to 120 days. So that's when sweet potatoes are usually harvested. That's a fluffy bed, considering that those slits, those slips came up on their own. After we harvested the sweet potatoes last time, we had some that were left in the bed. When you harvest sweet potatoes, sometimes you don't get all of them. Some are hidden in the bed, and the slips started growing. And by the time we got ready to re- replace them, replant them in another bed, it started to blossom. So we just decided to leave it, and that's how we got this fluffy sweet potato bed. All right, so now I'm going to trim these callaloo leaves. Let me get my gloves off because they are dirty, so don't want the dirt on them. And I'm also going to trim the tomato plants. Here's another variety. These are bigger. See those two? Thank you for your thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it. So I'm going to trim both plants, the tomatoes and the callaloo. Let me start with the tomato plants first. Just looking for the yellow leaves, the ones that look like they're dying. And I'm also trimming the leaves from the very bottom because they're not necessary. We need to get the plants to focus on the healthy leaves. And those on the bottom not going to produce any fruit. All right. These are going into the mulch bed. Trimming off the leaves on the bottom. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. These tomato plants over there too before I do the because if there are worms on them, I don't want to transfer them to the tomato plants. Just trimming the dead leaves so that the energy can be focused into the healthy parts. Okay. Now for the callaloo, the amaranth. In some places they're called amaranth. Other places are callaloo. So, okay. I harvested from here on Monday. Looking to see if there are any of the bugs on it that I can show you what they look like. Let me put this down a little bit lower. These are the worst ones. They will grow. They grow quickly. Because actually, amaranths are weeds. And just like weeds, they grow quite quick. Like any other weeds. Don't see the bugs. I may need a microscope for that. I'm cleaning up this garden here. Clean up this bed. I think I may have to pull out these, the worst ones that keep coming up like that. Yeah. Oh, I think I see one now. Let me show you what it looks like. Yeah, there's one right here. Here's one of them. See this thing right here? Yeah, that's that bug that eats it. They love callaloo. And it just takes, one of them, and they breed fast. You see one, and the next day, your plant's all eaten up. Yeah, okay. Looks better now. Looks much better. So I'm gonna put the netting back. Okay. All right, so that's done. I have, okay, one more bed. This one right here. The weeds are coming up too. And this is another pineapple and okra bed. We planted okras between them because the pineapples won't bear any more fruits now until next summer. So we have all that time and space. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh, something to see some weeds on the other side of me. But now when you guys, when you're working around pineapple plants, you have to be very careful. The plants have some spikes that will just rip your skin. So be careful when you're working in your pineapple bed or among pineapples. And it's will itch. So you do need your gloves. Oh, I left my tool up there. See how these are? Check out the roots. I mean, weeds come to stay and they come to steal sunlight and the nutrients that the plants need, the water that they get. And that is how they grow well. Trying to pull it up from the roots, and it's not easy. That one broke. Let me get my tool, scrape it up, or to pull it up from the roots. Where are you? Where are you? Love your accent. Stephen A. I am in Florida. That's where I am. But maybe you want to ask where I'm from. Is that what you're trying to ask? Because where I'm living and where I'm from are two different places. Hmm? Is that what you're trying to say? Where I'm from? This garden right here is in South Florida, but I'm from Jamaica. Yeah. Wow. I can't even get back here because the pineapple plants are in the way. And if I try to get back there, I'm going to be itching all day. Oh, I got one. Look at this. Stephen, welcome. Thank you for coming. And from where are you watching, Stephen? Maybe I can reach. Wow. Look at that root system here. This is what you want to get when you're weeding. The entire roots. Or else you're coming back tomorrow to do the same thing. You're doing the same thing over and over if you're not getting the roots. Yeah. All right. And I see it's time for the weed whacker. Because there's some things that need weed whacking. I need to whack away the weeds. Thank you for watching. If you're just coming in, I'm going to be here for a while because there's so much to be done. My plan was to also mow, but I probably won't get to that today. So what I'm going to do is whack away these right here. Because if I don't, the pests are coming. And I don't want them to get into the beds. Hmm. This bed here is made up of kale, broccoli, and mustard greens. All right, I need to change my gloves now. These are wet and dirty. While I'm doing that, let me a little bit. I'm drinking some coconut water. Birds are singing happily. All right, let me put you up. Oh, I think you can see from this angle. When you're using a weed whacker, you have to protect your face. So put on mask. these pots are going to be homed somewhere else. I think I need to do some mowing along here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take this container with the weeds over to the mulch bed so I can use the, this is what it is. Put you up so you can see. The mulch area is over in the corner where we put out clippings and leaves, and that will help us get more soil. I need to wash this out before I put the bag in there, because you never know what was on those uh, weeds. So I'm going to wash this container out. I need to mow this section over here. It's all about the pests. When the grass gets overgrown, that's where they hide. I think I need to move this lever one more. Mhm. This is our herbs bed. Where we have basil, oregano, parsley, thyme, and green onions. Right there. So I need to go around this. Let's pick up this pot here. Don't want pests in my herbs bed. That looks better. So now I can cut around it with the lawnmower. That looks better now, right? What do you think? Look how much better it looks. Yeah. So now I can put the netting back over it. Oh, take a close up look at the herbs. The big sets there, that's basils. And on the corner, we have some thyme. And over here, our parsley. And in the back, we have, excuse me, we have oregano, some Greek oregano over here. And in the corners of them, we have some green onions. The green onions also deter pests. So that's the reason for me really planting them in here. So wherever it's possible, plant green onions in your garden. Green onions and things like onions and garlic. Oh, I just lost one of my mm, one of these things that keeps it in the ground. It's there somewhere. Great tip. The Garden Hoe channel. Thank you for coming. Looks very nice. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, I'm stuck with two. Usually, there are loops at the corners of these, and they come with these. So you put it in there and stick it in the ground. And when it's windy, it stays put. And not only that, keeps the pest out. Because at nighttime, we also have raccoons that come through. And the raccoons, they don't necessarily eat the stuff in the garden. They just do what rodents do, and that is to dig. So you'll plant your stuff, and next morning you come back and it's all dug up. Yeah, that's what raccoons do. So but now that let me show you the rest, just in case you don't know. Now that we have netting on some of the beds, what they do is watch them, they walk right around them. They go around, they don't even go into the sweet potato beds anymore. It's just too fluffy for them. So they just go around and go about their business. And next early morning, like 4 o'clock, they come back around and they go about their business. So they don't mess with anything in the garden. So the only pests I'm concerned about are aphids, whiteflies, and who knows, I heard there are other people on my block who cannot grow garden because of the um, iguanas. Yeah, so we're looking out for them. Iguanas are invasive. They're very invasive pets here in Florida. Very invasive animals, I should say, pests. And they will eat down every green thing they find. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's green, they're eating it. So I have people who live down at the end of my block who they can't keep any because there's a lake down there, and that's where those iguanas live. And so they'll come out sometimes, but because when it gets cold, they disappear. Yeah, they're warm-blooded animals. They can't handle the cold. So what they will freeze. They literally freeze in the trees and fall out. So whenever we get in very cold weather, we also get warning of falling iguanas. They fall out of the tree and they stay where they fall. And when it gets warm, they just scamper and they're gone about their business. So some people who don't know, who may come down and visit and think that they're dead, but when They're not dead, but that's a good. Yep. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So I have done the weeding that I came out to do this morning. There's more, but tomorrow's another day, and I need to cut the grass. And so I was thinking of doing it tomorrow, but I still feel like I can do it. But I'm gonna leave you if you want to stay. I'm gonna just go ahead and cut, and I really, really can't do the falling lizards. I know. No, nobody really can. Yeah, because and those times you have to be careful not to be walking on the trees. You know. So yeah, those iguanas, man, they are just something else. Yeah. From where you watching from where you watching the Garden Ho channel? Where you watching? Oh, you're heading out to finish raking leaves. Yeah, where you watching from? I need to check out your channel. Could you? You're in North Carolina. Oh, could you just leave a message on one of my videos so I can come back to you? Once this I'm finished here, this disappears. Zone 8A, yeah, it's getting cool there now. You have to take whatever stuff you want to save. You have to take them indoors. Maybe herbs. But I thank you for your time. Thank you so much for stopping by. I do appreciate it. I need to walk away these right here. Use the weed whacker. Oh, you have greenhouses. Okay. That's good to know. To keep your garden going during the winter. think I've done enough. These are papaya seedlings, and here is a pepper plant. One of my neighbors gave me a cut of it, so I planted, and it's growing. Uh, I'm just going to do one last thing here. Move the. I'm going to whack away the weeds from this side of the bed. Let me start down here. Okay. All right. I'm going to clean up my tools now. Clean up the weed whacker and one more. And whatever else I used. Wash them down. Because you just never know what show up in the garden. You don't want to transfer them to anything. Even the shears must be washed. Oh, got this. Got all that dirt. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for watching, so much for your time. I thank you for your support. And for those of you who have subscribed today, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for your thumbs up, everyone. And I hope you'll enjoy the rest of your beautiful day. Remember, take care of yourself so you can take care of others. Because self-care is healthcare. So have a blessed rest of your day. And some of you may be about to end your day. And if you're watching this in the evening, I hope it was a great one for you. Take care of yourself.